and cleaning your hands and having less mobility. And with me, Fajar Wayong, this is Market Headlines. And let's start Market Headlines. Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment Luhut Binsar Panjaitan appealed to the public not to travel abroad during the 2021 Christmas and New Year 2022 holidays. This was because of the confirmed cases of the Omicron variant of the COVID-19 in Indonesia that has reached 46 cases on average came from foreign travel agents. Luhut further explained that until Sunday, December 26, 2021, the level of hospitalization and the death toll were still showing signs of being quite under control. However, the government remains cautious and vigilant. Monitoring of COVID-19 data is carried out strictly up to the city or district level.
Oleh karenanya, pemerintah kembali mengingatkan pada masyarakat untuk tidak melakukan perjalanan ke luar negeri jika bukan sesuatu yang benar-benar urgen. Jika hanya ingin berlibur, saya ulangi, jika hanya ingin berlibur, pergi tempat wisata di domestik di Indonesia. Selain lebih aman dari serangan Omikron, tempat wisata domestik tidak kalah cantik dengan wisata di luar negeri. Liburan di dalam negeri juga akan membantu mengakselerasi pemulihan ekonomi domestik. Pemerintah akan terus mengawasi pengawasan di pintu masuk Indonesia. Pengetatan karantina bagi pelaku perjalanan luar negeri akan dilakukan untuk mencegah kebocoran di bandara.
Bank Indonesia estimates that the Federal Reserve will increase its policy interest rate next year. The increase in Fed's interest rate can later affect the increase in U.S. Treasury and Indonesia's government bond yield. Bank Indonesia estimates that the U.S. Central Bank, or the Federal Reserve, will increase its policy interest rate next year. As is known, currently the Fed has begun to tighten its policy by reducing additional liquidity or tapering off.
Dampak dari kenaikan Fed Fund Rate kemungkinan akan mulai paling cepatnya di pertengahan tahun depan dan kemungkinan mungkin baru di triwulan 3. Yaitu adalah tentu saja ujung-ujungnya adalah kenaikan US Treasury. Kami perkirakan tahun depan ini kenaikan US Treasury antara 50 basis point sampai dengan 75 basis point. Tentu saja itu yang kita lakukan. Most likely 50 basis point. Kalau US Treasury naik 50 basis point, tentu saja yield SBN dalam negeri juga memerlukan penyelesaian sekitar 50 basis point. Itu yang kami koordinasikan dengan Kementerian Keuangan.
The increase in the Fed's policy interest rate can later affect the increase in interest rates for U.S. government bonds or U.S. Treasury. If the U.S. Treasury rises, surely Indonesia will have to adjust. Perry said BI and the government estimate that the yield on government securities will rise at 50 basis points. In addition to the increase in yields, the increase in the Fed's interest rate could also create uncertainty in the financial market, which in turn will affect the movement of the rupiah exchange rate. IDX Channel reports. The Indonesia Financial Group received a syndicated loan from the state-owned banks worth 6.7 trillion rupiah. The funds will be later used to strengthen the capital structure of IFG Life. Bahana Pembinaan Usaha Indonesia, or the Indonesia Financial Group, or IFG, received a syndicated loan from the Association of State-Owned Banks worth 6.7 trillion rupiah. The funds will be used to strengthen the capital structure of IFG Life. Deputy Minister of SOEs Kartika Wirjoatmojo hopes that through this collaboration, IFG Life, under the auspices of IFG as a holding company, can maximize business performance and strengthen governance in order to grow as a healthy insurance company in Indonesia. Meanwhile, IFG President Director Robertus Bilitia explained, in order to strengthen IFG Life's capital, IFG has also received an ejection of funds from the state capital investment worth 20 trillion rupiah. President Director of IFG Life, Haryanto Tanuwijaya, believes that by strengthening the capital obtained, the company will have a healthier business operation. IFG Life's business management will be oriented towards the development of products with realistic benefit features, according to needs and also sustainable by providing protection at every stage of the life of a prospective policyholder. IDX Channel reports. And we're moving on to global update. Cloudflare report shows that TikTok is the world's new most popular online destination. Meanwhile, France reported 100,000 COVID cases for the first time. And more stories on today's International Minute. Move over Google. TikTok is the world's new most popular online destination. The viral video app gets more hits than the American search engine, according to Cloudflare, an IT security company. The ranking shows that TikTok knocked Google off the top spot in February, March and June this year, and has held the #1 position since August. Last year, Google was first. Tesla has agreed to make changes to its passenger play feature that allowed games to be played on its touchscreen while the car is in motion. It follows an investigation launched by U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The agency said it had been informed by Tesla that a software update would disable the feature while driving. Tesla had faced criticism that the feature was dangerous. France reported a record high of 104.611 thousand COVID-19 infections on Saturday, breaking the 100,000 threshold for the first time since the pandemic began. Saturday's tally marked the third consecutive day that numbers have reached record highs. They come ahead of a video conference meeting Monday in which President Emmanuel Macron and key members of his government will discuss new COVID-19 safety measures. With a penalty apiece by Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling, on top of strikes by Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay. And we'll be right back. Stay tuned on Market Headlines.
Dua sejoli mencari cinta, cinta bersemi saat pandemi. Masker dan vaksin mengikat janji, janji setia, setia abadi. Masker, vaksin, kau duet sejati. Ayo masker, ayo vaksin, tiada yang dapat merenggut sehatmu. Masker, vaksin, kau duet sejati. Ayo masker, ayo vaksin, tiada yang dapat merenggut sehatmu.
Kementerian Pariwisata dan Ekonomi Kreatif secara tegas akan memperketat bagi para wisatawan asing yang akan liburan ke Bali.
Ya, nantinya wisatawan asing harus melakukan swab PCR sebelum keberangkatan.
Para wisatawan-wisatawan yang sehat, para wisatawan yang sudah tervaksin.
Selama pandemi, banyak armada taksi dari Taksi di Thailand menganggur.
Berencana akan melepaskan saham holding BUMN Pertambangan Main ID di Bursa Efek Indonesia.
Pemirsa, Kementerian Koperasi dan UKM meyakini kondisi usaha mikro, kecil dan menengah UMKM di kuartal kedua tahun 2021 semakin membaik.
Transformasi digital menjadi kunci pemulihan dan kebangkitan sektor UMKM selama pandemi dan juga pasca pandemi.
Sambung melalui Zoom bersama dengan Bapak Teten Mas Duki.
Kita optimis UMKM mulai menggeliat kembali.
Welcome back on Market Headlines. During Christmas period, Kereta Komuter Indonesia recorded the number of Jabodetabek train users reaching 3.9 million, with total 1,000 trips every day. Kereta Komuter Indonesia recorded the number of Jabodetabek users reaching 3.9 million during 17 to 25 December 2021 or during the Christmas and New Year periods. VP Corporate Secretary of KAI Komuter, Anne Purba, said on Christmas this year, the volume of users was 322,528 users. Meanwhile, throughout December this year, the average user was 439,496 per day. Anne added, during the Christmas and New Year service period, KAI Komuter operated trips in the Jabodetabek area as many as 1,005 train trips every day with 94 train series. During the Christmas and New Year period, KAI Komuter implemented a health protocol by requiring users to wear a double mask. This includes washing hands before and after riding the train and maintaining social distance. Prospective users are also required to show a physical or digital vaccine certificate or scan a QR code via the Peduli Lindungi applications to officers. IDX Channel reports. Health Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin said that the government was set to tighten the quarantine rules for international travelers arriving in the country in a bid to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 Omicron variant. He underlined that the measure was aimed at protecting 270 million people who are currently in a good situation of the pandemic. He said 98% of the new coronavirus variant cases were detected on people returning from abroad. The minister would also mobilize new technology for PCR tests that could detect Omicron infections faster in all major foreign entrances.
Kita akan memperketat karantina masuk dari luar negeri. Kalau teman-teman tanya, wah menyulitkan, memang menyulitkan, tapi hanya untuk puluhan ribu rakyat kita yang relatif lebih mampu, yang memang kemarin jalan ke luar negeri. Jadi tolong dipahami bahwa proses karantina kedatangan luar negeri untuk warga negara Indonesia akan kita perketat. 98% kasus Omikron adalah terjadi karena orang-orang kita pulang dari. Kita akan menyebarkan teknologi baru untuk tes PCR yang bisa melihat markernya Omikron. Kita sudah sebarkan di seluruh pintu-pintu.
Meantime, the Health Ministry recorded 27 new cases of COVID-19 Omicron variant on Sunday, December 26, bringing the total cases of the new coronavirus variant to 46. The ministry's spokesperson, Siti Nadia Tarmizi, said the cases found were mostly from international travelers and most of them have been quarantined at Wisma Atlet and some at Sulianti Saroso hospitals. The findings were obtained from the results of the whole genome sequencing examination by the Ministry's Research and Development Agency, which was released on December 25th. A total of 26 cases were imported cases, including 25 Indonesian citizens who had just returned from Malaysia, Kenya, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Malawi, Spain, England and Turkey, and one foreigner from Nigeria. Meanwhile, the other case was a health worker at the COVID-19 emergency hospital or Wisma Atlet. The variant infections were detected when international travelers arrived in Indonesia and underwent a mandatory 10-day quarantine. Nadia said that some cases were detected after they had spent more than 3 days in quarantine. Nadia further encouraged the public not to or postpone traveling abroad. She also advised the public to remain disciplined in implementing the 5M health protocols and immediately get the COVID-19 vaccination. Due to significant increase on digital transactions through e-commerce during pandemic, government pushes for innovation and partnerships in e-commerce and logistics to support the economy in rural areas. The Communication and Informatics Ministry pushes for innovation and partnerships in e-commerce and logistics to support the economy in rural areas because online sellers on the outer island, for instance, can sell online through their own online stores or online marketplaces. The coronavirus pandemic is forcing merchants to close their stores and switch to online sales. At the same time, more and more people are using e-commerce platforms for grocery shopping. Indonesia has recorded an increase of 21 million digital consumers since the COVID-19 pandemic. According to Kominfo, 72% of them come from rural areas. Inspector General of the Ministry's Communications and Informatics Dodi Setiadi say that this figure shows the growth of e-commerce penetration in the largest market in Indonesia. This growth is ready to create added value in the digital era as well as contribute to the development of a more inclusive e-commerce. The trend of using e-commerce has triggered the need for reliable logistics services, hence the government seeks to ensure that Indonesia's postal logistics infrastructure is integrated nationally to reach unreached areas and reduce the infrastructure gap between rural and urban areas. IDX Channel reports. And stay with us because market headlines will be back after this quick break with information from the capital market sector.
Kini aplikasi mClears hadir di handphone Anda untuk memudahkan transaksi Anda. Informasi aktivitas clearing dan penjaminan tidak lagi hanya dapat diakses melalui komputer di kantor Anda, melainkan dapat diakses di mana saja dan kapan saja dalam genggaman Anda. Fitur-fitur mClears. Equity clearing dan settlement adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi kewajiban settlement anggota clearing hingga nilai alternate case settlement serta informasi gagal bayar. Risk management adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, kolateral, MKBD, portofolio harian, risk charge anggota clearing dan kombinasi, serta nilai minimum cash collateral. Derivatif adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, margin call, dan informasi clearing derivatif. Terkait pinjam-meminjam efek, terdapat fitur mengenai borrowing information dan lendable pool information, serta lending revenue dan borrowing fee. Serta menu lain yang menampilkan informasi mengenai haircut, risk charge saham, dan nilai harga penyelesaian harian dan harga penyelesaian final. Selain itu, Anda juga dapat mengakses fitur pengumuman, peraturan, dan informasi layanan KPEI pada aplikasi mClears. Download aplikasi mClears di App Store atau Google Play Store. Lakukan registrasi user Anda dengan menggunakan alamat email berdomain resmi yang sesuai dengan anggota clearing Anda. Setelah registrasi, Anda akan diberikan kode OTP di email Anda untuk verifikasi, dan aplikasi mClears Anda siap untuk digunakan. Anda dapat mengakses seluruh menu pada aplikasi mClears dengan melakukan aktivasi berlangganan premium yang dapat dilakukan dengan memilih menu Get Premium. Download aplikasinya sekarang, lakukan registrasi, dan dapatkan kemudahan dalam genggaman tangan Anda. Kemudahan informasi KPEI dalam genggaman Anda.
Welcome back on market headlines. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, Jakarta Composite Index or JCI was open at the level of 6,581.82, and then approaching the closing time on the first session, the index was on the level of 6,566.75. And then the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. The index was closed at the level of 6,575.44. And in short, Jakarta Composite Index went up 0.19% in today's trading. And from JCI, let's see the sectoral movement. And leading the dynamics of today's trading, we got basic industry or basic sector as the leader of strengthening trend that went up 1.41%, while infrastructure went up 0.83%. Cyclic as the leader of weakening trend went down 0.71%. And transportation and logistics went down 0.37%. And let's see the top gainers and top losers for today's trading. And from the top gainers, we can see AYLS went up 11.33% to the level of 334 rupiah per share. From banking sector, BBCA went up 0.68% to the level of 7,350 rupiah per share. Indakiat went up 8.25% to the level of 8,200 rupiah per share, and Japfa went up 6.56% to the level of 1,705 rupiah per share. And from the top losers for today's trading, we got Arto went down 2.46% to the level of 16,825 rupiah per share. Adaro Energy also in the top losers went down 1.8% to the level of 2,180 rupiah per share. And still from the banking sector, Bank Rakyat Indonesia also included in the top losers went down 0.25% to the level of 4,060 rupiah per share. And BEBS went down 1.41% to the level of 5,250 rupiah per share. And how about rupiah towards US dollar in today's trading? Let's see in the graphic. So rupiah opened at the level of 14,180. Rupiah showing weakening trend towards US dollar. And it was closed at the level of 14,180. And in summary, rupiah went down 0.01%. Efek subsidiary Elang Media Visitama has officially acquired a 93% stake in Bank Fama International. The total transactions worth 908 billion rupiah. Elang Mahkota Teknologi or Emtek announced that its subsidiary Elang Media Visitama has officially acquired a 93% stake in Bank Fama International with a transaction value of 908.95 billion rupiah. Based on information disclosure, the number of shares that Emtek bought from Bank Fama was 9 billion units at 100 rupiah per share. Emtek's corporate secretary Titi Maria Rusli stated that after the transaction was completed, Elang Media Visitama currently owns 93% of the total issued and paid up capital of Bank Fama. The funding for the acquisition transaction uses Elang Media Visitama's internal funds. IDX Channel reports. Diversification strategy, Buyung Putra Sembada is optimistic about its performance in 2022, that the company targets performance growth of 10 up to 15% in 2022. Through the diversification strategy, Buyung Putra Sembada is optimistic about targeting performance growth of 10 to 15% in 2022. The company does not only rely on rice sales but also diversifies into consumer good products. Director of Hockey Budiman Susilo said that the company is now ready to meet demand, along with the operation of a new factory in South Sumatra with a capacity of 20 tons per hour. Currently, Hockey has two factories, namely the Subang factory with a capacity of 50 tons per hour and the South Sumatra factory with a capacity of 20 tons per hour. With the additional production capacity in the Cipinang, Jakarta main market of 5 tons per hour, the total production capacity will be 75 tons per hour. For information, Hockey posted net sales of 630.02 billion rupiah, down 32.73% compared to the same period last year. Meanwhile, net profit decreased by 59.63% to 11.54 billion rupiah from the previous 28.59 billion rupiah. IDX Channel reports. Krakatau Steel has confirmed that it will supply 1.5 million tons of steel after signing the long-term supply agreement or LTSA with its customers. LTSA is a form of competitive marketing strategy and is oriented towards improving service quality and customer satisfaction. The company has locked sales through LTSA to reach 1.5 million tons per year. This will help increase Krakatau Steel revenue with a projected revenue of up to $1.4 billion in 2022. Krakatau Steel changed the sales method, which was originally spot sales, into a long-term contract commitment so that it would better ensure the continuity of the company's operations and business, because it was able to increase the company's sales. That way, connections with consumers will automatically be stronger, so that mutually beneficial business relationships are achieved between the company and its customers. Repower Asia Indonesia has prepared a number of projects and business development strategies for 2022. The company even targets 100 billion rupiah marketing sales next year. To boost next year's performance, Repower Asia Indonesia has prepared a number of projects and business development strategies. As for next year, Repower is pursuing a pre-sales revenue target or marketing sales of around 100 billion rupiah. According to the director of Repower Asia Indonesia, Andika Nathanael, there are at least 4 projects that the company will work on in 2022, one of which is the data center project. Currently, the company is conducting a feasibility study to enter the data center business by converting its office building assets in South Jakarta. Management targets the data center business to start running in 2022 and contribute 10.11 billion rupiah with accounting sales of 4.9 billion rupiah. The company will also continue its development strategy, which includes aspects of organic growth, strategic acquisitions, strategic cooperation, as well as capital and investment management. IDX Channel reports. And we step aside from market condition as the efforts in achieving herd immunity is still going on. Here it is, an update data about COVID-19 vaccinations in Indonesia. And viewers, the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business and capital market channel. And even though the pandemic situation is getting better, the discipline of wearing masks must be maintained, even though we have been vaccinated. And moreover, ahead of the new year, we are appealed to limit activities to prevent a spike in COVID-19 cases. So stay alert and stay safe. I'm Fajar Wayong. Have a nice evening.